Hello, celebrity gossip enthusiasts. I'm Us Weekly's entertainment director, Travis Cronin, and you're listening to Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast. Today, I am so lucky to be joined by my lovely, lovely co-host. She'll have a reposado on the rocks with orange, Gwen Flamberg.
I mean, that is me. I wish that we could be sipping little repo while we chat. Travis, it would make Hot Hollywood even hotter.
Yes, but Hot Hollywood might sound like Hot Hollywood. So sort of glad that we are not either. And poor baby girl Sarah Huron is in the middle of a construction zone today. So she'll be back with us next week. Good luck in your building, Sarah. I hope she's picked up a hammer. Well, we have lots of drama today. We have a royal getting better. We have the messiest divorce that this world has ever seen. Some uncut gems. We have a real housewife wanting another reality star to be her lawyer, a major, major book memoir detail that we have exclusive info on, and a Dancing with the Stars alum running from a literal war-torn country. But before we get into all of this, let's start with our woes of the week. Gwen Flamberg, what made you go woe this week?
Oh, it has everything to do with bling, bling-a-ding-a-ding. Joey King got engaged this week to her longtime boyfriend, and the Kissing Booth star debuted a $150K sparkler on her left hand. Everybody wants to be just like Joey. Me too, a little bit. And you know who else got engaged this week? Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria, my favorite show.
Those two actresses sort of remind me of each other, right? They both got the doe eyes.
They have the
big
giant eyes.
Lips, giant eyes, giant lips, and sort of relatable beauty.
Yeah. I mean, Sydney Sweeney is a bombshell, and she's a bombshell who happens to have like these incredibly critical acting chops. So I don't know. I never think of those two in the same vein, but hey, maybe they'll have a double wedding. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Maybe they will. And 150K, not bad for an engagement ring. Well, my woe of the week was Julia Fox. Throwing it back to about 2 weeks ago, she has said recently that her relationship to Kanye West has caused her to lose 15 pounds. Sign us up. Just kidding. Julia Fox said, I tried my best to make it work. I already had a jam-packed life. And how do I fit this big personality into my already full life? It just wasn't sustainable. I lost 15 pounds that month. Of course, the Uncut Gems star said she didn't sign an NDA while dating Kanye, and only elements of their relationship were real. It definitely felt like I was his girlfriend, she said, but it also felt like I was cast in the role of his girlfriend, and he was casting me. He was the orchestrator of it all. It really did feel like a movie. Us Weekly has obtained some intel on this, that their relationship was actually a casting process. Julia Fox went through at least 12 auditions to be the rapper's girlfriend. She had Zoom interviews, phone interviews with his manager. They had dinners together. This was a casting process. And I'm glad that there's no NDA, so we can talk about this. But if you want to read all of the details about this wild relationship, grab the new issue of Us Weekly on stands now. It's right there on the cover. Gwen, have you ever been cast as a girlfriend?
I have never been cast as a girlfriend. I have had to answer several questions. However, I don't think it was exactly a casting process, but this reminds me of Tom Cruise and how he would vet his paramours, such as Katie Holmes, etc. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe Kanye wants his church to kind of be on the level of Scientology at some point. Who were these people who were interviewing her? I mean, it's just kind of astounding to me. And also, like, who would go through that process just to date Cuckoo Kanye?
Well, an actress who's looking to, get herself back in the spotlight. She was sort of a cult favorite. She was an actor's actor, sort of under the radar, and now she's dating Kanye. Everyone in the country now knows her name. So I guess this unpaid gig with lots of auditions worked for her. And she lost 15 pounds. So I've heard about some weirder things in Hollywood, but not many.
Not many.
Well, Not many. It is strange. Well, let us bust into some of the news this week, and we are going right to the auditioner himself, Mr. Kanye West. Well, let's start with he had dinner with Tristan Thompson this week. Page 6 had a funny headline and said Kardashian rejects dine together. It was Tristan Thompson, Kanye West, a girl that Tristan brought, and it looks like the new model that Kanye is dating that is a replica of Kim Kardashian. All had dinner at the Chateau Hotel in Miami. They were friends before, so this isn't, out of it's weird. It doesn't seem like they're colluding and conspiring, but I sort of think it's this nice for these two guys who, while they may have wronged their women in many, many ways, sort of get to catch up and talk about this experience that only they know about.
Whilst they do have a very unique experience dating Kardashian sisters and being under the thumb of, say, Kris Jenner, I did find the timing really odd. And I did feel like it was shady town. Like, it's not the time for these two to be seen in public dining together. Maybe go over to each other's homes or hotels or whatever. But if they didn't want to be seen, they would have done it much more under the radar. And I think that there's some shade happening.
I absolutely agree. This dinner was for a reason. It was in public for a reason. Well, there's lots more going on with Kanye this week. After calling out Pete and trying to get Kim Kardashian from attaining her single status, a judge has ruled in favor of Kim and made her legally single. But that is not the only outstanding issue in their divorce. The big issue remaining is that Kim and Kanye's divorce is over child custody. Nothing shocking for a divorce, especially in Hollywood. And Kanye's new lawyer hedged in court on Tuesday on how it will shake out. We're told it's highly unlikely it'll end up so that Kim will be the home base. We are told it's highly likely that it will end up that Kim will be the home base and Kanye can see his 4 kids pretty much whenever he chooses. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that based on Kanye's schedule, which involves significant global travel, the typical custody agreement spells out in detail who gets the kids and when it is impractical. So, for instance, if they've attended birthday parties and other functions together as a family without any kind of formal structure, then they'd be able to create a structure for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and other holidays. But pretty much Kanye can just go see the kids whenever he wants to. It is a, quote, open door policy when it comes to custody. And of course, Kanye will get the kids every Sunday for his Sunday service. Now, this new reporting about Kanye and Kim's divorce, I think, is finally going on the up and up. Kanye was trying to stop her from being single with his own lawyer. It seemed very bitter and vindictive. And now it sort of seems to be shaking out like we expected of them.
I just feel bad for these kids. I mean, at the end of the day, he's their dad. And it's almost like, remember when Chris Martin took Apple and Moses out to lunch and they were seen eating burgers and fries and everyone was like, oh my God, they're free from when it's having to eat vegetarian or super uber healthy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just kind of feel for these kids that, they're going to see their father to just go to Sunday service, where he's proselytizing. It just feels really sad to me because whilst this is a Hollywood marriage and Hollywood marriages end, it's there are 4 kids involved, and are they ever going to have a normal relationship with their father? Super sad. I mean, I'm very, very happy that Kim finally got that decree.
I'm so glad. It seemed really they're just separated. They're divorced. She can't be made legally single. I was really, really feeling for her at that time. And it sounds like they're making headway and things are getting good. But if we remember back to Stormy and Chicago's birthday party, that didn't go very smoothly. So I don't know. And of course, early this week, Kanye tried to have all of his social media posts withdrawn from evidence, saying that Kim could not bring them up in a court because she can't prove that he wrote them, even though he held up a yellow notepad confirming that the Instagram posts were his. But, if I were Kanye's lawyer, I would try to get his social media posts thrown out. So no shame in the game on that one.
Oh my God, I would never, ever, ever want to be Kanye West's lawyer. That's a tough job.
That sounds like a tough job. Lots of different decisions, late night calls. Good luck to Samantha. Well, another exciting Brad Pitt love life update Gwen. We've been getting so many of these, but this one is a little bit different. There is a new rumor going around that Brad Pitt is dating drummer Lauren Brown, who is the drummer for artist Joy Downer. Now, sources tell Dumois that Lauren and Brad have been dating since the middle of last year. Brad attended Joy Downer's Spoons gig last week in Santa Ana, and Lauren and Brad were apparently spotted canoodling most of the night. The source tells Dumois from the sighting watching them make out that they are definitely exclusive and have been for months.
I don't know about that, Trav. I mean, listen, Dumois gets some really good scoop, but they don't always get it right. And it just doesn't add up to me because where did the rumors come from about Licky Lee? Like, you know that I believe where there's smoke, there's salmon. So I do definitely believe that he's hanging out with this drummer girl. Yeah. And I love that. I love a female musician, a female drummer. Awesome. I love when anyone in Hollywood, as we've talked about numerous times, when anyone in Hollywood dates someone who's like not on their level of A-list actor and kind of like just falls in love with a normal human. And I think that they're hanging out. They probably have been for as long as this, person has said to Dumois, but I don't believe for 1 second that they're exclusive. That is not adding up. Whatever it is, I hope that they're happy and that they're having some canoodling fun. I know I would be with William Bradley Pitt. So that is your weekly call, Bradley. Brad Pitt, call me.
Seriously, if anybody should be out there having fun and dating around just for the benefit of all other people, it's Brad Pitt.
Of course.
Throw yourself around. Do it for all of the people out there, including Gwen Flamberg. She is available for your DMs or send a raven. She does not care how you do it. Well, let's move on to the Queen. Now, we were terrified for the Queen's health, as I always sort of am a little bit, but Charles has given an update on her road to recovery following her COVID-19 diagnosis. Charles said on Tuesday during a visit to Southend-on-Sea, England for its City Day, sharing with its wishers that his mother was on the mend. He told Hello Magazine that Hello Magazine inquired about the Queen's health, and she said, I asked the prince about his mother, and he said she's a lot better now. It was very mild. It was a bit worrying as the Queen is getting on a bit, but I think she's absolutely wonderful, he said. So Prince Charles, he's absolutely wonderful, he said. So Prince Charles also told another royal reporter how his mom was, and she said she only got slight COVID and she is okay. Now, the Queen was seen for the first time since testing positive for coronavirus on Tuesday, when photos were released from 2 virtual meetings with incoming foreign ambassadors that she conducted from her Windsor Castle home. And on Sunday, Queen Elizabeth reunited with some of her grandchildren and great-grandchildren in a special outdoor visit on the grounds of Windsor Castle. She met up with William and Kate, their 3 children, all at the soaking in the winter sunshine at the Fogmore House. Princess Beatrice was also there with her 5-month-old daughter, Sienna, and I think that's just adorable. Now, Gwen, I know you're happy the Queen is on the mend and she only had a slight case of COVID.
I'm so happy. And I don't think that it was ever confirmed if the Queen had been boosted, but I'm certain that she was, because that's why her COVID was mild. All of those rumors that Charles exposed his mother to COVID simply to nab the throne, that's all fiction, obviously. I love when they hang out at Windsor Castle. That's where Harry and Meghan got married, actually at Frogmore House. And it's just so sweet. They're just one big happy family in like a tiny little house, It's very cute. I'm glad she's on the mend. I loved seeing her doing those virtual meetings, and it's business as usual up at the firm.
And the firm is taking good care of her health, because for a woman of any age above 75, she is fit as a fiddle. She looks amazing. Long live the Queen, as they say. Well, someone who doesn't seem to be having a long life in reality television is Jen Shaw. Her, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star, has just been slammed by the courts, even though she's trying to sidestep it in every way. Of course, Jen Shaw has allegedly, but like really allegedly charged with conspiracy to commit fraud and wire fraud in connection with a telemarketing and conspiracy firm to commit money laundering. This was pretty much, she would call up people, usually above the age of 85, and tell them about investment opportunities and steal all their money. But now Jen Shaw wants Kim Kardashian on her legal team. Seems like a great idea. Kim said, people thought I was joking around when I was like, do we need Kim Kardashian on our legal team? I was dead serious, she said during an episode of The Housewives of Salt Lake City. Jen Shaw noted that she has mad respect for Kim Kardashian, who started advocating for criminal justice and prison reform after kicking off her law school journey in 2018. Now, Kim has passed the baby bar in December 2021 on her fourth try, and she noticeably helped Alice Johnson from jail 3 years prior. And she has been, advocating on behalf of typically Black and brown people who have been locked up on minor drug offenses, or DNA kits didn't come in. Kim Kardashian clearly has a niche of people who are locked up for bad reasons. And it seems wild to me that Jen Shaw would even consider herself in this group.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. I have mad respect for Kim Kardashian, that she studied and studied and studied for the baby bar and finally passed it, and that she has these aspirations to really do good in the world. But let's just all agree that she's probably not one of the greatest legal minds in the nation. However, it doesn't shock me that Jen Shaw, a D-list reality star, would be looking towards another reality star to defend her.
It just makes the Jen Shaw of it all. It just makes no sense. Kim just passed the baby bar a couple months ago. Jen Shaw is on some huge charges, looking at 20 years in jail, maybe more. And she wants Kim Kardashian to be her lawyer. Is it just out of fashion? Does she just want to make it a spectacle? I don't understand what's going on in Jen's head.
Reach higher, Jen.
Reach higher. I worry for you. Now, Gwen, we're going to cover war on the podcast, because why not? Because we have, while it is very, very serious, we have a celebrity tie to it. Maxim Chermovsky, who of course was one of the main dancers from Dancing with the Stars, has safely returned to his home after escaping Ukraine. On Wednesday of this week, he was photographed at LAX, where he gave his wife, Peta Morgard, who is also a dancer on Dancing with the Stars, a hug. They wed in 2017. They have a 5-year-old son, Shai. And he told Entertainment Tonight, after he fled his home country, I just don't want to resent peace somewhere else because of what I just saw, but that's the reality. I don't really know what to say at this second, when he arrived at the airport. So the specific details about how he got out of Ukraine are not known, but men in the age group of 18 to 60 have been prohibited from leaving the country under a mobilization error. Thousands of people have fled or tried to escape Ukraine amid warnings of a possible refugee crisis. The week before, on February 24th, Maxim uploaded videos from Kiev, where he had been filming the country's World of Dance series, for which he serves as a judge. The same day, the Russian military began an invasion of Ukraine after Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation. Now, during the days that followed, Maxim has been documenting his experience amid the Russian invasion on social media. Maxim said that at one point I got arrested. That was probably the least traumatizing moment of the whole thing as far as Ukraine is concerned. But for me, it was a reality check. We are not clear on how Maxim was detained or why, but he said later that day, a father of one informed fans he informed fans and followers that he was boarding a train to Warsaw in Poland. In a 26-minute long Instagram video they shared on Tuesday, Tuesday, detailing his 23-hour train ride and going 36 hours without sleep. Now, this is so wild. Obviously, this invasion of Ukraine is terrible, but that he was just judging World of Dance in Ukraine and then had to flee the country. It is wild.
It's totally wild. I was wondering that about because, the Ukrainians, that men age 18 to 60 have been asked to stay in the country. And I actually believe it's a legal decree that they must stay in the country to fight. Yeah. Now, Maxim is a Ukrainian national, but his country of residence is the US. So I believe that's how he got out. And, it's interesting when an issue like this, that's hard news, kind of goes into Hollywood news.
Yeah.
I personally would have liked to have seen, how amazing would it have been if he would have stayed in Ukraine to fight? That would have been an incredible story. But of course, I'm very happy for him and for Peter Murgatroyd that he is home safe.
Yeah. And I mean, staying there, bringing attention, fighting would have been great. But his wife and 5-year-old son are in LA. So he's got to escom. But it is, I also love when these real news sort of get carried over to the Hollywood sector, because it gives us a different lens to look at it, a different point of view, and a pretty celebrity that we can attach this name to, which makes it all a little bit easier for the American public to swallow and really pay attention to, because it's a personal story versus just an abject notion of war and these people fleeing. They can really put a face to the crisis.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much to my host, Gwen, for helping me spill all of this piping hot celebrity this week. Again, this is Travis Cronin, Us Weekly's Hot Hollywood podcast, with your weekly peek into the glamour, glitter, fashion, fame of your favorite celebrities. Because after all, Gwen, they're just like us. Yes,
all right. We did it better without Sarah. We missed her, but we did it better without her.
Yeah, we did. Well, congratulations to Eva Mendes and to us. And we'll be back next week with more of the hottest gossip from Hollywood. Thank you guys for listening.